All right, in 5, 4, 3.
Hey, welcome to the BG Show. It's your boy Brandon Gonez, and we got a big show lined up for you, including this. Countries like Jamaica are planning to ditch the Queen, but is it time for the British Monarchy, I'm talking the Royal Palace, and the government to pay up for slavery reparations? Also, it's award show season, so we know the Grammys have canceled Kanye, but do awards actually matter nowadays? And we have a special Hennessy conversation for you with R&B sweetheart and Juno Award winner Savannah Ray. Now, before we jump into all this mess, I do need to do a few things, like subscribing to this channel, tapping that notification bell, and make sure to follow us on all of our social media. The details are in the description below. All right, let's get into it. So here's the question. Is it time for Commonwealth countries like Jamaica and Canada to officially ditch the Queen and the monarchy?
Been time.
Been
Long
time.
overdue. Isn't she like a million? Like,
What does the Queen even do?
Well, she's on the money. She's on the money, and the governor general is technically the representative for the
she
Queen.
was on the penny, and we got rid of that. So.
Well, as we know, British royals William and Kate recently finished touring the Caribbean in celebration of Queen Elizabeth, and they visited countries like Belize, Jamaica, and the Bahamas. But you know what? They were met with a lot of protests, particularly in Jamaica, where a lot of people were kind of feeling like, you know, the timing of this trip wasn't right and that it was kind of in poor taste. In fact, listen to this. A group of 100 powerful Jamaicans, they penned an open letter to William and Kate saying this: "We see no reason to celebrate 70 years of the ascension of your grandmother to the British throne because her leadership and that of her predecessors have perpetuated the greatest human rights tragedy in the history of humankind." And of course, the tragedy they're talking about is slavery. Anyhow, we went to the street to ask people how they felt about the monarchy and if it's time for Canada and other countries like Jamaica to ditch it. Here's what they had to say. Do you think it's time for Canada and other Commonwealth countries to ditch the monarchy?
Yes. I'm not against the monarchy, I just think it's outlived its usefulness.
I'm not really that fussed on the monarchy, so I personally think it's all a bit outdated.
After the Queen dies. A couple more years is not going to make a difference to anybody. I don't want Charles ruling over us, though. I mean, if it was his son, okay.
Right.
Not that they rule over us anymore, but...
You don't want to see his face on the money.
No. Elizabeth's okay. And when
Right.
she dies, we can just kind of
Brush it aside.
sail away.
Okay. Barbados. They recently severed ties with the monarchy and it all went fine. And that's why I feel like Jamaica's gonna be next. The prime minister actually held like a meeting with William and Kate, and he told them that Jamaica's gonna move forward with becoming independent. The protesters that were there in Jamaica, they were saying that it's time for the British monarchy to start running the check, start paying back for slavery reparations, basically paying money to those that have been wronged and making amends. And it's not a new thing. Did you know that the losing countries in World War I had to pay reparations to the winning countries? Did you guys know that?
No?
No.
When slavery was abolished by the British government in 1833, do you know that the British government took out a £20 million loan to compensate slave owners because they no longer had the luxury of having free labor?
Jeez.
And if you were to literally translate that £20 million in today's number, that's several $billion. And the British government only finished paying that off in 2015. How come when it comes to like black people are asking for reparations, it's a whole big thing? And do you think it's time for Commonwealth countries like Jamaica and Canada to cut ties with the British monarchy? Let us know in the comments. On that note, we're gonna switch gears a little bit, talk about some entertainment. Do awards even matter nowadays? We actually asked people on the streets, like, are they even watching award shows, A, and B, do they even care? Here's what they had to say. And do you watch award shows like the Grammys or the Oscars?
Rarely.
Do you think winning an award is even important nowadays?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it does provide feedback for the industry.
I don't know, because I think an awful lot goes on inside that we don't know about. So it's like, how many people really deserve the awards they get? If there's limits on certain people getting them as well, like how fair is it really? So,
You think there's some politics happening on the inside?
oh, for sure. Especially when it comes to like movies and music industry and all of that. I think everybody knows it as well, to be honest. So
With what's going on in Ukraine and the slaughter of my people, because I'm Ukrainian, priorities have changed. Like, so are award shows important? No.
Do you think because like these award shows keep getting it wrong, like that's why the ratings are down for like all of these award shows? Because I don't think people actually sit down and watch all of the Oscars. Like
You don't, because you're not highlighting the people that people actually want
Yeah,
to see.
and people actually listen to.
whoever's sitting like in these academies, they're not in tune with what is hitting and like what people appreciate. I'm gonna be a little salty, maybe not too salty. There's an award show called the Canadian Screen Awards. We submitted ourselves to be nominated and we were snubbed. Listen, I think there's a lot of great talent out there. I think there's a lot of great productions out there, but I don't know of a production who has had the same impact that we have had in as little time as we have been around. And the fact that we didn't even get a nomination, I think says a lot.
So are you saying awards matter, BG?
Well,
Interesting.
yeah.
Yes, let's circle back.
Awards matter when you feel like you need the respect of your respective industry that you're in. So as long as you don't need it and you know that you're doing what you need to do and you're serving your audience the best, then you really don't need that. All you really need is the respect of your colleagues. Because sometimes the best people don't get awarded. Sometimes the best people get overlooked. And a lot of that can be politics. The Oscars is all campaigning. Our company might not have the hundreds of millions of dollars of the bigger Canadian
We
media
have a big
companies.
heart and hard work.
Done talk. Do awards really matter? Do you even watch award shows? Let us know in the comments right now. Okay, I'm really excited for our guest this week. We have Juno Award-winning R&B singer Savannah Ray on the show this week for a special Hennessy conversation. Hailing from Scarborough, the talented singer stole our hearts and set the tone after she released her EP Opia in 2020. But now she's out with new music with her new track Fiji that dropped just a few days ago. And let me tell you, it is what?
Fire.
Like, it's extremely lit. She literally is a definition of someone who really never stops, and more importantly, she never settles. So let's bring her in, Savannah Ray.
Waking up to you is all I wanna do. Every moment spent, play it all over again.
Juno Award-winning R&B singer Savannah Ray on the BG Show. I'm so excited for this interview. I'm so excited
Me
to talk to
too.
you. You came serving tens.
You know what? You know what the thing is with me? It's like I literally dress like I'm rolling out of bed. Like I'm always wearing a tracksuit or a t-shirt.
Yeah.
So I feel like I gotta give elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? The nails gotta be done. The hair's gotta be laid.
Yeah.
Like I gotta give them something. You know
Surf
what
to
I mean?
the camera for me 1 second. Ooh. Ooh.
Period. I can't.
So Savannah, you know what I want to know? I want to know about like your come up. Like, where did you grow up?
Yeah. I grew up in Scarborough.
Yeah.
I feel like Scarborough gets a lot of hate. I mean, Brampton
Yeah.
does too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We're more alike than we think.
Yeah, we're just on opposite ends.
Just right, and it's hard to get to the opposite end.
I've been to Brampton three times. There's no reason. But I mean, I think there's talent all over the city.
Yeah.
Like, if we're being real. But I feel like Scarborough for me was kind of what helped propel and kind of support my dream. And I'm happy I'm from Scarborough versus anywhere else.
Yeah. Listen, I love the Scarborough pride.
Yeah.
When you started getting into music, like, when was it at the point in your life that you said, I really like this, singing thing. Like, it's for me. Like, I want to continue doing this.
Yeah. So like both of my parents are Jamaican.
Oh, shut up.
So yeah, so there's always been like music around me.
Yeah.
That's my point in saying that. Like my dad was a DJ. So for me, like that's kind of where it started. And then my older sister is like an R&B head. Like
to her core.
Oh my gosh. Aaliyah, Lauryn Hill, Boyz II Men, Next, Mary J. She was upset with me. Like it was just always around me.
So you were influenced.
Oh gosh, yeah. So my formative years were like that like reggae, so that like raw, but then also that R&B. I was actually a visual artist first.
Oh.
Yeah. I used to be like super like weird and shy.
Yeah.
So like being a visual artist was kind of the way that I expressed myself. I haven't done it in a long time.
You can still do it? Like you could create a portrait of your boy over here?
You know what? The last time I did it was real cool. It was like maybe 5 years ago, and I used like a random push pencil.
Yeah.
And I did like this drawing of Prince, and like people were freaking out, and I was like, oh, so I still got it.
Yeah.
So it's like now it's finding the time. Like I was just talking to Yogi about it, and he was like, you need to get back into it because throughout this pandemic, it's kind of like we've been inside.
Yeah.
Like we've been inside.
How's that pandemic been for you?
It sucked.
Yeah. I appreciate the honesty.
That's one thing I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna lie. And I feel like for creative people, kind of like that uncertainty and then being stuck inside was like it was like an awakening for me because I'm like, yo, like what else do I even like to do?
Right.
I
What
can't
do
be
you
on
like
tour.
to do?
I don't know. I'm still trying. Drink responsibly. But it's like, I don't know. I've been forced to kind of like go back inward and kind of figure out what else I'm into because I write all my music too.
Yeah.
I have to be inspired, and being stuck inside is not inspiring.
It sounds like you've been kind of discovering new things about yourself.
Totally.
From when you were younger.
Totally.
When did you discover that you wanted to transition from doing the visual art to the vocal art?
I couldn't even tell you how old I was. This was years ago. But for some reason, my little self heard Dangerously in Love by Beyonce.
That's a track.
I don't know what I connected to. I know nothing about love. But I was like, oh my God, like this song, how is she singing?
Yeah.
Like the feeling that I got from it. So like that summer, I remember damn near suffocating, but I was like, yo, I am gonna learn to sing this song.
Yeah.
After I was like, wow, like this feels complete, you know, because the visual art is like that you get to use your hands,
right?
You know, and at the time I would dance as well.
Yeah.
I was a dancer first as well, so like then I also
You were
had that
multi-talented.
I don't know, I'm just an artsy girl.
Come on, own
I'm
that.
An artsy girl. Material girl. No, I'm kidding. Artsy girl remix. No, but like I don't know. I tried to find different ways to use like my body, like creativity.
Right.
So it was like visual art, then body. Now voice, it was like I can use all of those things.
Well, you've been making waves. I mean, your EP Opia, like that shit, like had girls in their fields.
Oh man.
Chasing my thoughts never ends well. I live a shit that I can't tell. House ain't a home, feel like a motel.
I think when making it, for me, like Opia was literally like my diary.
Where did you draw from though for that EP? Because you
whole
went
life.
you went real deep. Like I was like, I can't swim, but like I would have been drowning. Like
I couldn't swim either. If I'm gonna call a project Opia, like what Opia means, it's like looking someone deep in the eyes and you feel nervous because you feel like they're seeing into your soul. Like it was pretty much like, it was my whole life up to that point. Like everything I say on that project is true. And you know, when it came to the title song, which is Opia, I told, you know, my co-writers and stuff in the studio, I was like, this song is not done until I am uncomfortable. Ooh. If I'm not uncomfortable singing this song, I haven't gone deep enough.
Well, you were working with some like heavy hitter producers like Boy Wonder. Like, did he help push that out of you?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Like, people who know him, it's crazy. Like, he's scary nice. Like, he's literally the nicest person I've ever met. And I'm like, do you know who you are? But when it comes to like the music stuff, he doesn't like take it easy on me. Like he'll be like, cool. Like he's down. He listens to like the lyrics even. Yeah. I remember there was Homies on the EP. I changed the lyric, and I didn't think he was gonna notice. And he messaged me like, so that lyric, like, you want to tell me like why you did that? Yeah. And I was like, okay, so he's listening that deeply. Like,
he held you accountable.
Oh yeah, and like certain things would be like, yo, I love that song, but you can challenge that, you can push that all the time, all the time.
You know what I want to know? I mean, the Toronto R&B scene, I know it's so connected.
Yep.
It's a tough scene.
Very.
It's a tough scene.
Very.
Do you still talk with people in the scene you're in TO?
God.
Like, do you feel like you have the support of the city?
So much, so much. I feel like the only reason I've been able to kind of be lifted to these levels is my peers and the people that support me from my city. And the other Toronto artists, like those are my closest people. Yeah. Like Raheem, incredible artist. He writes a lot of my stuff with me. Yeah. You know, we have Dylan Sinclair, we have Looney, we have Adria Kane, she just dropped an album. Like, we have so much talent here and we're all like friends. The city, it's changed and it's changing. I think
for the
better,
positive
ways. Positive.
Okay.
So positively.
I was watching you at the Great Cup when you were busting out that national anthem. You were giving vocals.
I tried.
You were giving vocals.
And
were you nervous?
Oh my, sir.
I can't even use that word, but nervous as.
Sir, I was. You know, people be crazy about their national anthem.
Yeah.
Oh, I got some comments like, why did she change it? I was thinking in my head, like, girl, I was about to do way more than that. Y'all was supposed to be standing like, whoa, whoa, for 2 hours. I was trying to keep it cute.
You know, you kept the cue. You were looking ahead of
I was trying to give y'all, you know, and I'm like, I gave y'all French too, and y'all still gonna be in my comments mad?
People were mad? What were they saying?
Talking about some, why didn't she just sing it? Like, well, why didn't you get that person then?
Ooh.
This is my version,
and I
period, and I ooped, and in that order. That's how I sang it. But no, it was nerve-wracking too, because I did want to respect the anthem, and still at the end of the day, like, you know, it's me singing it. It's Savannah Ray. I'm gonna bring Savannah Ray, and I still even felt like I pulled back because I didn't want to scare anybody in the crowd. And having like, the next thing about it too is we were trying to serve a look, and we're like, but the weather is hating, so that's why we like. I wanted to serve, but I'm like, I'm not gonna be cold. Like, this is dumb. So that's why we ended up doing that like floor length. I think that's the first time I've ever seen a parka with a train.
What listen? What do you have cooking up in the kitchen?
Ooh, we have a whole lot. Fiji, which everybody can go look for and look out.
Hey, when you need me, pull up like it's easy. CC like the numbers on that car. LV.
You know, last year I only released one song.
Yeah.
And one thing about the way people consume my music, they will listen to it over and over again, which I love so much and I appreciate.
Waking up to you is all I wanna do. Every moment spent, play it all over again.
But I had to be honest, like I said, I was not feeling creative last year. This year, all I'm saying is we flooding the streets. Like, there's a lot of music coming.
Are we talking
visuals.
an album coming out this year?
No album.
Okay.
Probably, another EP or two.
Oh.
Yeah, but just a lot more of like me and a lot more of doing things. Like one thing I find with us Toronto artists is like we make music and then we run away. It's like we make music.
Stay in the spotlight. The light is on you.
Yeah,
and
like
you're
we gotta
looking good.
stop.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Savannah, I always love to ask my guests this, but what is one thing people don't know about you?
I'm like a super like science fiction buff.
Oh. Yeah.
I think it comes through like even with some of the visuals we made, they're like really like weird. Like even Solid is like a sterile environment. Like you're like, what's happening? So I try to like put it in there a little bit. But yeah, I love science fiction. My favorite movie ever is Alien.
I like you a lot.
Oh, I like
no,
you
seriously,
a lot too.
No, seriously. You're gonna promise me to come back on the show?
Oh my gosh, please.
Yeah, no,
please.
because like you got fans here on the show.
I'm just happy. I'm happy we got to do this. So thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Of
I want to
course.
give you a hug.
Of course. Hug it out.
So Savannah, before we pop some Hennessy,
Uh-huh.
One thing that I realized after speaking with you is that, your journey is, you never stop and you never settle. And I just feel that there are a lot of young people who watch you and they're like looking at you and being like, I can do this, I can do this.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for them?
Ooh. That's a great question. Study.
Yeah.
Study. I hate the fact that when we get into the music industry, it's like, you're just thrown in. You don't know nothing about nothing. You don't know about the studio, you don't know about, I say study. And then just, you have to, it's gonna sound, I hate this, it always sounds real cliche, but you have to believe in yourself, man.
You see, and on that note, that deserves some Hennessy. Let me top you up here.
Pour.
Cheers to you.
Cheers. We actually get to drink it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really like her. Like I have a crush on her. She's married though. Take that out.
She's so talented.
We're gonna have to bring her back on the show. Now for our weekly Doing Too Much moment, and it's actually an update from our story from last week. Remember, we told you about how the TTC was investigating one of their drivers who recorded 2 passengers on the bus who were clearly intoxicated. Just in case you forget, here's a refresher.
Hello? Oh man. This is when you're fried.
Well, sad update for the driver, but he's been fired. Kelly, the eye roll.
All he did was document the that he has to put up with while he's literally serving the community and making sure people get to and from their jobs, and he gets fired. I hope that man had a good pension and he gets a good payout.
Let me tell you what the TTC is saying first, because they released a statement and they said, we immediately launched an internal investigation and identified the person responsible. On Wednesday morning, that person had their employment terminated because the incident was a violation of the TTC's code of conduct. I'm just saying, like, there's so much stupidness that happens. Like, how you gonna take somebody out of their job, like, when we're still in pandemic? I remember back in the day, I knew some people who were reckless on the bus, and I don't know how those bus drivers kept their composure and their cool. And all this man did was, at the end of his shift, he was like, this is too much. We stand behind this guy. If you know the bus driver, tell him to get in contact with us. We want to bring him on the show.
But who do you think was doing too much, BG?
Clearly, the T.
C.
Anyways, that's a wrap on the show this week, guys. A reminder that throughout the week, we do drop new episodes of Music You Can Use, so make sure to tune into that. And if you have any story ideas that you want us to look into, you know how to get in touch with us. And if you don't, let me tell you, email us, news@brandongonezshow.com. But more importantly, show us some love by subscribing to our channel, tapping that notification bell, and make sure to follow us on all of our social media. We'll see you same place, same time next week. We love you for watching. Hey BG Squad, thanks so much for checking out our channel, and listen to this, we have more great content for you, like this video right here and this video right here. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to this channel right now and tap that notification bell.